I'm Davey, a solution consultant at MuleSoft. I'm just going to walk you through DevOps using Github, Maven, Jenkins, MUnit, and Anypoint Studio. So let's create a Mule project. And my Mule project, I'm going to call it. And I'm going to use Maven. And straight away you can see that it's starting to download the dependencies I need for this skeleton project. Here we have a file that tells it how to actually build this, and this will be used by Jenkins later on. And what we need to add is how to deploy this to CloudHub. So let me go to the Maven repository. Let me search for CloudHub. The latest version 3.8.1, and here it tells me what dependency information I need in to actually build a mule. But what is missing from there is information such as the CloudHub details for login, etc. So I'll copy and paste this in and just explain that you can see that being a good pre-sales person, I've hard-coded the username and password. Here's the worker type in CloudHub, and here's the environment we're deploying to. So if I go ahead and save that, what we can see, Maven is downloading these dependencies again. So let's get in and build our project, and we're going to have expose information on HTTP, have a database call, and then we're just going to trim down so we only get the first record back from the database. So let's go in, HTTP, make it list on localhost, Mr. API1. Next, configure the database. It's going to be MySQL configuration, localhost 306, root, password is obviously password, database is Mule. MySQL driver. One of the pains for a developer is finding out a jar file and downloading it and putting it in the correct place. Well, with Maven, click on add dependency and it says, okay, give me that information to add. Well, I'll go back to the Maven site. I'll search for MySQL Java connector. I'm going to use the latest version, but this can all be parameterized with inside Mule, but I'm just going to hard code the latest version. And it's automatically going to download that dependency and put it in the correct place in my project. So as a developer, I don't need to care. So click test. Okay, it's connected to my local database. Right, now let's put a select statement in there. I'll just take my select statement from my snippets file, which is in effect just going to select a flight ID based on the payload I pass in. And finally, my set payload is just actually going to trim that and just return me the first flight ID back at the first record. So that's my project built. Now, you've got plugins to Eclipse for GitHub and Jenkins, but I'm actually going to use the desktop just to prove it's completely standalone. So if I go into the GitHub desktop I downloaded, I'm going to add the repository, find my project, click on add, type in a great comment like initial, commit to master, and then publish. This is on its way to GitHub now. Just wait for this to finish. Okay, it's complete. Let's go and look at GitHub. Okay, my Mule project's there. So let's go into Jenkins, so Jenkins can automatically build this using continuous integration. So click new item, my Mule project, as though I've done this before. It's a Maven project. Just copy that for further down. Click OK. OK. It's type git. Let me just replace. There we go. So, oh, copy that again. In fact, do the old-fashioned way. I'll type it in. My Mule project. Okay, it's found it. When doing it to build, whenever I publish to GitHub, goals and options. So right back at the start, we specified in Maven how to build it for CloudHub using the deploy goal. So I just tell Jenkins to use that. Click Save. And I won't wait for the next check-in. I'll just press Build now. See the build's underway. So let's go in and have a look at the console. And what you can see here, there's a number of Maven dependencies that are in here as part of the build. So it's deploying to Cloud Hub now, so let's go and look in Cloud Hub. And there we go, my Mule project's deploying. So simply taken from project from scratch, using Maven to build the dependencies, GitHub for checking in, and then Jenkins for actually continuous integration. So now it's deploying into production. We're going to do the test it, which is obviously the common approach. So similar to JUnit, we're going to use MUnit. Here's my flow. If I right-click it, MUnit, create new flow. It's going to give me a test flow that's going to call this main flow. It's downloading the dependencies for me that I need for testing. So let's do set message. So what we remember that the payload determines what comes back from the database. So I'm going to pass in a value of AB101 because I want that record. And then I'm going to check the value back to check the response. And invalid flight is going to be the message if they don't match. And actually I'm going to expect AB100. So it's not the developer that's going to be wrong, it's actually the test script that's going to be wrong because we pass in 101 and we expect 100 back and it fails. So I'll save that. Let's just run this now. So run as MUnit. And it's failed. And if I drill down and have a look at the message, invalid flight, expected AB100, but was AB101. So what you can configure is actually Jenkins not to deploy to Cloud Hub if it fails any of these unit tests. I've actually been a bit harsher on my developer that actually they're not even allowed to run it if it fails this test. And you can see actually MUnit test failed. But you can put a parameter to skip all tests so they can run it. And that's DevOps in about 8 minutes.